Welcome back. You're still tuned into Power Breakfast, and let's now bring you some important updates. The Reserve Bank of India has released a draft circular for banks that proposes new rule for banks' dividend declaration and profit remittance by foreign bank branches to their head offices. So Ritu is joining in to explain in detail. Ritu, take us through the proposals that are mentioned in this draft.
Thanks for that. Now, the Reserve Bank of India has released a draft circular proposing new rules for the declaration of dividends by banks and the remittance of profits to the head office by foreign bank branches. And these new rules are set to be effective from FY25 onwards. RBI has proposed that banks must meet certain minimum requirements to be eligible to declare dividends or remit profit to their head offices in the case of foreign banks. Now, these include, number one, meeting the minimum applicable regulatory capital requirement for each of the last 3 financial years, including the financial year for which the dividend is proposed. Number two, having a net NPA ratio of under 6% for the year in which dividend is proposed. And number three, be compliant with all existing RBI regulations and not be under any kind of explicit restriction for the declaration of dividend or remittance of profits by the RBI. The regulator has also stated that the dividend payable will include dividend on equity shares only and proposed a cap on the total payout of dividend that banks can make depending on the NPA ratio. For instance, RBI has said that dividend payout ratios for banks would be capped at 50% if the net NPA ratio is 0, 40% if net NPA is less than 1%, 35% if net NPA is greater than or equal to 1% but less than 2%, and so on. Now, these proposed new capital adequacy and net NPA restrictions or norms will apply to branches of foreign banks remitting net profits to their head offices as well, and any excess remittance by foreign banks will have to be immediately covered by the head office of the foreign bank. Now, this is still a draft proposal and comments have been invited on this circular latest by the end of January.
All right, Ritu, thanks a lot for detailing all of that out for us. But with that, we are going to get into a short break. On the other side, we're going to shift focus, talk all about the commodities. Crude prices have slipped even more. So we'll get you the details on the other side.